here lined up is a new air filter. I have a cloth to do some cleaning. I have some oil, whatever oil I can get my hands on. Hi and welcome to Livingstone. I am here at the Fawlthy Towers Guesthouse, a lovely place with lots of old tall trees, lots of shade, and quite the perfect spot to do a little bit of bike maintenance. So today I want to change the air filter on the Honda, and I thought I wanted to show you that it's a really easy task, that you don't have to take it to a mechanic to do it. You can very easily do it yourself. And so what I have here lined up is a new air filter. I have a cloth to do some cleaning, some oil, whatever oil I can get my hands on, and I have my little T-tool here and a cat, obviously, with a hex 5 and then a screwdriver. And that is all I need. So in order to get to the air filter, I would remove the seat and I would remove the right side cover here. You might be able to get this off without taking the seat off, but I just like to take the seat off and also just kind of look how things are doing, and just, you know, just every time you work on your bike, you also just kind of just look and see how's the frame doing, any cables that are sitting in the wrong place. So before I take the seat off, I'm gonna remove this strap here, because I've done a little trick. I don't need to remove any bolts in order to get my seat off. Hold on, I need 2 hands for this. I just remove this strap here, and then after that I can just pull the seat up and pull it backwards. And off it is. So normally you would have 2 things sitting right here with a spacer in it where these bolts here come through, and I cut them off, and you see they're sitting here still, there and there. And the reason I cut them off was that because I have a rear rack and I have the side racks, there is a lot of spaces here. There's 1, 2, 3 spaces, and then the seat on each side. So you literally need like 6 hands in order to put the seat back on. And it was just annoying me so much that in the end I just cut these things off. I put them down there because you need them as spacers, and then now I keep the seat with this strap. So it's not necessarily something I would recommend you do, but I chose to do it and it's working quite well. So next thing to do is to remove 1 bolt with the hex 5, and then you can take this side cover off. And in order to get the cover off, what you do is you pull this thing here, right there, you take it and you pull it towards yourself. Pull it that way. There's a little plastic stud that is sitting in this little rubber bracket here. And then up here, don't pull it towards yourself, but pull it backwards. Pull it towards the rear of the bike like that. There are 2 plastic studs. There's supposed to be 1 here, but someone just was pulling too much in the plastic, so this one broke off. And those 2 studs are supposed to go into these 2 brackets here. So just be careful that you don't pull it towards you, pull it backwards. And then we have the air filter sitting in here. I like always to just clean before I start opening up how things are doing. So there are 4 screws here that you need to undo. Look behind me. Hey, baby. Oh. Alright, so I undid the 4 screws, and then you can pull the cover off like that. It looks quite nice. There's a little bit of dirt here. So what I will do now, I will clean this quite thoroughly. I have to say it is already quite clean. It's not so long ago that I took this off and just cleaned it a little bit. So what I do before I remove the old oil filter is that I clean as much as I can, and just really try to avoid that any kind of dirt get further in. And sometimes I will take an old toothbrush and just clean everywhere in the corners, but I don't think I want to do that today because it is quite clean in there. So now all you got to do is you open these 2 brackets here, you just pull them towards yourself like that, and then it comes off and you can pull it towards yourself. this air filter is not bad at all, but I have an extra one now. I just got an extra one delivered from Denmark, so I still want to change it because I don't want to carry around too many parts. And then I also have one extra in my bags. Okay, then it's time to put in the new filter. So these filters are pre-oiled paper filters. It means that it's not really ideal to wash these filters and re-oil them. Either you just change to a new one, or you change entirely to another setup where you actually can wash the filter. If you start, using compression air or something like that, you risk that you are gonna ruin the pores of the paper. I would say either just replace it or buy a reusable system. So now you see these two brackets here on the side of the air filter. They have to fit in there, and it's probably too dark for you to see it on the video, but I think it's quite obvious. So you slide it in and they fit into those brackets quite easily, and then you just push until So what's important is that both these brackets need to slide into place and make a click. And I see this one hasn't done that, so I just gotta try it again. There we go. I think you could almost hear that click when this one came into place, so that's important that they really are clicking, both of them. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take whatever oil I have, and I'm just gonna oil the chamber in there, and I'm gonna oil the inside of this cover. And the idea doing that is just to allow that oil to suck up as much dirt and dust as possible before it reaches the air filter. And normally you might want to use an air filter oil for that, but I don't have it here, so I just use whatever oil I have, maybe a transmission oil or a chain lube or whatever. Alright, so it's nice and oily now, and basically that's it. I can now put the cover back on. You see that little square part of the cover? That one has to face downwards, and the cover slides on quite easily. Then you put the 4 screws back in, and that's basically it. All right, so the cover is back on. Everything looks beautiful in there, and then it's time to put the cover back on. Just gonna clean it a little bit on the inside. There's always a lot of dust in there, especially when you go on dirt roads in Botswana. So the trick to put the cover back on is to start here on the right side and make sure that you slide from the rear, you slide forwards to fit into those brackets. It's relatively easy for me because one was broken off, so it's easier when you have both of them. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult. And then back here, you push away from yourself, you push it into that bracket, and then it's just one bolt, and you need your 5 hex for that. That's basically it. Then the seat needs to go back on, and I just want to show you this tool. It's called a T-tool. It's from Motion Pro. It's lightweight, and I use this for basically everything I do. And instead of having screwdrivers and different hex tools, I just have this one adapter for bit. So I slide that on, and then I can put whatever bit size I need into it. And so that is the main tool in my toolkit. I'm not sponsored, I just really love this tool. So So the seat is back on. I made sure that I put my strap on here and made it really tight, because you do not want the seat to come off, especially doing off-road. I did it once. I forgot to put the strap on and the seat came off while I was going up a steep hill. That's really stupid. Right guys, so that was changing the air filter. As you see, it's like I'd say like a 15-minute job. Some could maybe do it in 5 minutes, but I always like to like clean a little bit and take my time, and it's easy. You can do it yourself. So I hope you enjoyed that little how-to video on how to change the air filter on the Honda. If you did, then give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next video.